A lot of y'all don't seem to understand that people are entitled to have different opinions when it comes to art and entertainment. Y'all, Stella thought she was doing something with the outfits. She was not. She looked like a Karen in glitter. I couldn't do it. Stella's fits were not it. She was not that girl. Please tell me why Tara and Stella look like they could be on the Real Housewives of Orange County. Okay? Y'all don't look like kids. You don't.
When the music starts bumping, the whole place will be jumping. It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean. It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean. My scene.
What happened to the original plot of the movie?
Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. Well, hello. Welcome to the pirate ship, Harry Hook's pirate ship. Remember, I am the captain. You are not my first mate. You got that through your brain? You got that through your brain? Okay, you got it. Okay, look, so we can begin. We're gonna talk about the Winx Club for the first and only time on this channel. Y'all better not ask me ever again to talk about the Winx Club. This is the one time y'all are getting it. Okay, but before we can even get started talking about the Winx Club, I'm making y'all sit through my commercial break like I always make y'all do, because y'all have been getting on my nerves since I blew up on YouTube about making a video about the Winx Club. So you know what? You're gonna have to sit through my little 2-minute commercial break that I put in all my videos. One, I am starting up my own merch line, Harry by Harriyannahook. Now, what's going to be involved in Harry by Harriyannahook? It's going to be a line of accessories starting out, and then we'll add more things into the future on the line. It is going to be so fun. I can't wait to check it out with you guys. So I need you guys to follow my shop on Instagram, Harriyannahook, and then also subscribe to my shop's mailing list at harriyannahook.com. Okay, let's go. We moved on to that. We can go on into my Patreon. Please go support me on Patreon. You get exclusive behind the scenes content about what I do and all the videos or whatever I do in my life, because I do a lot. I'm a really interesting person, okay? It's a lot of stuff that I can't talk about on here, and it's a lot of stuff I just feel like wouldn't fit for me to talk about on here because it don't fit my niche. We talk about it over there. You get also exclusive looks at my writing and all things like that. It's really fun on the Patreon. You also get access to my Discord server. So yes, go support me on Patreon if you can. I try to make the tiers as affordable as I could. And last but not least, please go support The Progenies. The Progenies is a Descendants fan series that I and many others are in the process of making. It has been a really stressful but also really fun process. This is all like our first big show thing that we're ever done. So I can't wait. Please go support us. I have our Instagram and our pilot down below for you guys to check out. So we are now done with the commercial break and we can go straight into this video. Now, what is first on the agenda today? I have stated plenty of times on social media that I have no interest in the Winx Club. I'm sorry, I just can't get into it. It just don't catch my attention. I've tried to watch the show. I just don't. I don't know what it is. I just really can't get into it. I don't know what it is about the Winx Club. And you guys have been asking me for so long to make a video about this, especially when they announced the trailer and all that promotional stuff for Fate, the Winx saga, which is the live action adaptation of the Winx Club. Many of you guys were upset and pissed off about this because y'all didn't want the live action remake to happen and you guys didn't like the way it looked. And it's like a lot of you guys were kind of like projecting your anger on towards me, and I was just like, no. But you know, you guys wouldn't stop asking me to make this video, so you know what, we're here. I told myself, because the show came out and people was bothering me about it, I was like, okay, I will talk about the Winx Club under one condition. I only watch the live action adaptation. That's it. That is all y'all will get from me. Okay? So this is the first and last Winx Club video that Harriyannahook will provide to y'all. So let's begin. Like, it was only about 6 episodes compared to the hundreds of episodes of the other show. I was like, how many episodes does this have? Like, I checked it, I was like 8 seasons. Who about to watch all that? Who about to watch all that? And then it's different versions too. I was like, who is going to sit through that? You see, this is why I agreed to do Witch, because Witch only had 52 episodes and they were all 22 minutes long. I can deal with that. I can deal with that. Also, Witch is a great show. I will have my Witch review down below. Amazing show. That's actually one of my most underrated videos in my opinion. I worked so hard on that video. Y'all go check that out. And also go check out Witch. I was like, it's only 6 episodes. I can sit through this. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. Because at the end of the day, it's literally just 6 hours of my life compared to the... I don't even want to think. That's like days and days and days of me having to watch that. I've been seeing a lot of hate for this show, mainly coming from the fans of the series, and they are very valid for that. They are in their right mind to do that. Who am I to tell somebody what they can and can't be upset about? But me being somebody that's never cared for the Winx Club a day in my life, I was wondering, I was like, you know what? Why don't I just kind of watch the show just to see what it's about, just to kind of judge it for what it actually is? But as I mentioned, a lot of the hate was coming from the fans. And one thing about me is that I don't go out of my way to hate things. I don't. It's just not fun. Like, even when I do talk about things that I don't like, even here on my channel, like I've mentioned in the past before, usually when I talk about something that I don't like, I bring up something that I do like in it, because I always believe that there is some good in everything. Like, literally, I've heard my friends in the Black cartoon community say this all the time, that nobody is trying to make something bad. They're just making something and just hoping to see how people will take it. Nobody is out here trying to make something bad. That's why I always try to find some good in whatever I watch, because somebody put work into this. Somebody put time and effort into this. And it's just kind of bad to just crap on it all together. Like, y'all, get the people some slack. And it's like, I understand what it's like when you put all your effort into doing something and somebody can't even find any good in that. I'm like, sir, please slow your roll. Please slow your roll. Okay. And a lot of y'all don't seem to get, because anytime I try to point out issues within the things that I like, y'all always try to tell me that I hate everything. And I'm like, no, literally nothing out here is perfect. You literally can have a favorite show and you're not gonna like one of the characters in there. That doesn't mean that you hate it. It's just you're giving it criticism. And like what I said, with me, a lot of people seem to think that I hate everything, and I really don't know. I usually point out the problems within these shows because they are harmful when they're in comparison to things that happen in real life. That's not hating something, that's critiquing it. I need y'all to understand the difference. So I am completely unbiased when it comes to the Winx Club. So I will be reviewing this show for what it is. I'm gonna keep this as spoiler free as possible, because as of I am recording this video, the show has only been out for barely 2 days. So yeah, I know people are gonna have an attitude if I spoil it, regardless if people like the show or not, and I don't feel like fighting with you guys in the comment section. I don't ever like fighting with y'all in the comment section, but here we go. I'm judging this as a standalone show, pretending that I know nothing about the original Winx Club, which I barely do. The only thing I really knew about the Winx Club is how it looked and a few of the girls' names. Like, I was aware of Bloom, and I was aware of Stella and Flora and Aisha, and that's pretty much it. I don't know anything else. And the girls have magic. That's all I know. Does this show hold up on its own, just standalone? We gonna see. So what is this show about? This show is about a girl named Bloom who basically goes to the other side of the country to go to a boarding school for magic. So that's just like the overall premise of the show. She is a fairy. She was the only fairy in like the real world in her area, and she has come to this place to be able to control her powers and for protection, because it really wasn't safe for her to be out there. And one thing I do appreciate about this show is that it is pretty easy to follow. You can tell that they didn't just make this show specifically for Winx Club fans, where you have to be a fan of the Winx Club to understand what is going on. They made this show very like ambiguous, so everybody who just comes in and just wants to check out what the show is and not know anything about the past material will just get it. So I do applaud them for that. You guys were great on that. That's like easy marketing. That's better money too. Because there's a lot of people that don't like care about a lot of stuff that has past history but if they see it's just something there, like on Netflix, people just be scrolling all the time just to find things to watch. Random people that I don't care about the Winx Club will probably just see this and click on it and give it a watch. Money, marketing, very, very smart marketing on that mark. Yeah, we gotta talk about the casting though. I do have a lot of words about the casting for this series. Before I even begin, Abigail Cohen is great. I think she's amazing. Okay, I'm a little biased towards her because I've been following her since she been on Stranger Things for like them 2 episodes of the show. For the most part, I think Abigail Cohen's pretty talented. Deserves her props. She does a great job being the lead in this show. She can carry a show on her back, and it's nice to see that because when I did watch The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina for just season 1, I never watched it after that. She was pretty strong there, but she was more of like a side character, not even really like a side character, more of like a minor character in the 1 season that I watched her. So to see her have lots and lots of dialogue and lots of things to do on her own, it's very, very interesting. I think she plays a great Bloom. I really like Abigail Cohen for the most part. And also, she's really unproblematic in real life. So, yeah, Abigail Cohen is actually one of the few reasons why I had an interest in watching this show. Because if it wasn't for her or Precious is the name of the woman who plays Aisha, I would not have watched the show at all. Because I was like, you already had me with Abigail, but like, where's the diversity? Okay, we got a dark-skinned black girl, Precious. Okay, you got me right there. One thing about me is that if there are no people of color in something, I'm not gonna watch it. And then also on top of that, if there are no darker skinned people of color, I'm not gonna watch it, okay? Because I'm telling y'all, if Flynn and Julie and the Phantoms was about 2 shades lighter, I most likely would not have watched it, okay? I'm just telling it like it is. My main problem with the casting is that more than half of the teen characters don't look like teenagers, and it's really frustrating for me. I find it so hard to believe that these are children from time to time. And we'll get into fashion later because fashion did have to do with why a lot of these characters did not look their age. But for the most part, it really kind of was bothersome seeing that this person was trying to portray themselves as a kid when it is so obvious that they're in their mid-20s, okay? It is just really frustrating. Please tell me why Tara and Stella look like they could be on the Real Housewives of Orange County, okay? Y'all don't look like kids. You don't. And people were talking about, I think Abigail Cohen can pass as a 16-year-old. I've seen 16-year-olds that look like that, okay? And Precious too. Yeah, for the most part, Dane can pass, Beatrice can pass. That's pretty much it. Literally no one else can pass for 16, 17 here for me. You know, as we are talking about casting, we gotta get into diversity. And yes, the diversity sucks. The diversity really kind of sucks. Not it kind of sucks, it actually does suck. Because, you know, we have the token black kids. We have 2 black kids in here. One, Dane, who is the black boy, who I love so much. He actually was my favorite character. And then we have Aisha, who is the token black kid to the main 5 girls that are roommates. And Dane was just the token black kid friend to the villains of the series. It was really frustrating. One thing that really bothered me about it is that at certain points in the show, both of them were getting ganged up on by their white and lighter counterparts. So that was really frustrating for me. But for the most part, I like how Dane and Aisha's blackness wasn't a part of their character. It was never brought up what their skin tone is or anything like that. They were just there existing like the rest of the characters, and I highly appreciate that because there are so many times in TV shows where they go overboard when they have black characters with the heavy slang and the heavy hip-hop outfits and whatever, you know, like things that just try to make you scream that they're black, they're the black character. I did not get that with Dane and Aisha, and I really do applaud the writers of this show for just portraying black people as regular schmegular people, okay? They were just regular kids at a magic school like everyone else, and I truly do appreciate that. And also, one thing I liked about Aisha, I noticed, like, I think it's just me being a black girl, is that her edges were like always laid, and she always had a scarf over her head when it was like nighttime, or she was like outside and things like that, and it could get a little freezy. That's one thing I really did appreciate about that touch, because on a lot of shows where I watch, the black girls' hair, they don't show them their hair being protected or anything, like when they go to sleep and things like that. That's how I know, white people in charge of this, or white people that know nothing about black hair are in charge of this right here. So I really do appreciate that fact right there. It's just the little things that I really do appreciate when it comes to how blackness is portrayed on television. Like I said, they weren't trying to be overly black, but when it's just little things like that, just to take and notice things that we don't think anything of in our daily life that we do on a regular basis. Like, I have my bonnet on right now. It's just nice to see it on television. This show got a bit of fat phobia in it. On top of the fat phobia is a bit racist, but we'll get into that. We have this character named Tara, where I did a little bit of research. Like I said, I know nothing about the original Winx, but I did find this out because I did know about the controversy with the casting from when everybody was sending me all of this stuff going off, that they replaced a character named Flora, and I told you I was aware of who Flora, who obviously is a woman of color. They replaced her with a white woman named Tara on this show. And the thing about that is that what bothered me about Tara's storyline is that so much of her storyline had to focus on her weight and her appearance. And that is one thing that gets on my freaking nerves when it comes to bigger characters, that so much of their plot and character is about them being big, or it's about them just being the butt of the jokes, or about them just being portrayed to be just horrible, disgusting people. And in this case, it was just her weight was a big part of her character development and growth. And it was really kind of frustrating because, like I said, we've seen it before. We're tired of this. Why can't y'all just let bigger people just exist in spaces sometimes? Why can't y'all just let that? And also, the reason why it's kind of racist, because like I mentioned, she was replaced with a white woman. Why couldn't y'all get a bigger woman of color to be Tara? Why did you just take Flora out? They could have kept her being a plus size woman and her still being a woman of color. Like, Tara's character wasn't really necessary. They could have just kept Flora and just made her plus size. There literally was no reason for them to do this. So that is something that did really bother me though when I found out this information, but I was just viewing it for itself. And yeah, and I also found out that there was another issue with casting where it was a girl named Musica. She was supposed to be a woman of color too, and she was not. And yeah, that girl is racially ambiguous. I could not tell what she was, and that's a problem too. That is a really, really big problem on television. Racially ambiguous actors where you can't tell what they are and you replace them with somebody that obviously is a person of color, it's frustrating. So I do understand why people were angry about the casting, because it made me a bit angry too when I found out all this information. The fashion was either boring, ugly, or it was too much. And when I say too much, is that it goes to the problem with casting, where I said a lot of these girls didn't look like girls. They actually looked like they were grown women, like they are. The outfit choices that they put them in aged them up. If they wanted to age them down, they could have put them in more kiddier clothing, if that makes sense, or more brighter colors and things like that. Because when the pictures that I have seen from the past Winx Club, the girls were wearing more teen-like outfits, even though they were over-sexualized in many of those fits. But you can tell that they were kids because of the bright colors and things like that. And here it's just very dull, very drab. I'm sorry. Y'all, Stella thought she was doing something with the outfits. She was not. She looked like a Karen in glitter. I couldn't do it. Stella's fits were not it. She was not that girl. The soundtrack slaps. I personally enjoyed the soundtrack. If you're not really a fan of like pop music or slow indie music or anything like that, probably it's not for you. Also, it ends with a great rock song. Loved it. Overall, I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed the soundtrack. They play In For A Kill by LaRue, and that has been one of my favorite songs for years. They played the slow version though. I have some worries about that, but for the most part, the soundtrack's pretty fun. It's a good mix of slow and up-to-beat pop songs. So that's how the music was looking for the series. Scenery is also really, really beautiful. I really love the bougie boarding school look. I don't know. That's just one of my favorite aesthetics when I'm watching television. The bougie boarding school, the bougie castle. I don't know. I just really liked it. The villain is fun. We had two villains. There's numerous villains in the show, by the way, but the kid villains, one is fun, one is not. I'm not going to tell you guys which one it is because, like I said, I'm really trying to keep this as spoiler free as I could. But one of them you're not really buying as a villain. You just buy I'm trying to keep this as gender neutral as possible. They are just a dickhead. And the other one is like, okay, they're a dickhead too, but at least I can tell that they're having fun with this. The other one is just an annoying kid in my class. So that's how I felt about the two kid villains. The adult villains, you know, they're adult villains. You know, your typical adult villains that come after kids in these teen drama, superhero shows and things like that. They're just those type of adults. You know what to expect from them. But the kid villains, for the most part, pretty interesting, pretty fun. You can't take one seriously, but the other one you're gonna have way more fun with. But the storyline is just very typical, like every other teen magic show out here. They all feel the same. But is that a bad thing in my opinion? No, it's just the kind of niche that it falls into. The show is just very angsty, like most teen shows are. And I'm going to read this word for word off of my outline. The show's very angsty. It's just like everything else, but it's nothing special. We've seen it before. Relationship drama, learning how to control your powers, parties, drama with your classmates, fighting, monsters. Like, it's literally all of these shows and movies. Like, it's no different, same field. You can kind of feel the direction of how the show is going to go to a certain extent. I also found out a lot of writers on this show worked on former teen drama shows. So it just makes sense. It just makes sense. Like, this show is very similar to shows like Legacies, Charm, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, even the damn Owl House, and Descendants. I'm sorry, I had to put Descendants in here somewhere because there are similarities to it. If you're really into the entire universe of just kids and magic school, like, I know Harry Potter is one of those too, and a lot of you guys love Harry Potter. The main reason I'm never getting to Harry Potter is because I don't like J.K. Rowling. We don't do that over here. We don't do TERFs over here on the pirate ship. If you're a TERF, you can go walk the plank. At the end of the day, Fate, the Winx saga, is your typical teen drama. And for the most part, I enjoyed what I saw. I liked it for the most part. It's not my favorite thing, but I didn't flat out hate it like so many people out here are. And there's nothing wrong with that. I like Fate the Winx saga for what it was. Like, it's okay. It's like every teen magic show out here right now, and it's nothing special, but just because it's nothing special doesn't mean it's bad. It's just another replica of the thing that's already been done, but it's done slightly different. And please, 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 do not try to come in my comment section trying to change my mind about why I shouldn't like the show, because I'm not going to listen to you. And a lot of y'all don't seem to understand that people are entitled to have different opinions when it comes to art and entertainment. Y'all need to stop doing that to me. I'm allowed to have my opinion and you're allowed to have yours. Y'all be wanting me to speak on things, and then when I do, you get upset because I'm not saying what you're thinking. So yeah, don't even think about putting that ugly ass comment in my comment section. Go ahead and hit the backspace right now, because I'm not doing it. I didn't hate it, and I don't usually hate live action adaptations of newer versions of things, because I like the Kim Possible live action movie. I love the 2002 and the 2004 Scooby-Doo movies, okay? I enjoy those so much. I love them. I know the first movie word from word, and I also adore that live action Cat in the Hat movie. So many people hate that movie, but I adore it because it just makes me laugh and makes me feel good. It's just funny as hell, okay? I don't care. Like, there are numerous people out here that don't dislike those movies, but I am not one of them, and I'm not ashamed to admit that I like those movies. Because I don't go into anything wanting to hate it, okay? There are so many things in my childhood that I have reviewed on this show that I didn't like. Even when I was a kid, I tried to get myself to like it, but eventually it was a turning point where I realized it just wasn't for me. But there still was something great in there. Like I said, I wouldn't enjoy Living Maddie's Mother if I didn't sit there and rewatch that trash series, okay? There's always something great and something bad. I wish people would just get that through their minds because, like I said, nobody goes into making something wanting it to be terrible. Does this make me want to watch the Winx Club cartoon? Not really. No, I still don't care to watch it. I'm sorry, I don't. Y'all can't try to get me to watch it. You watch Fate and Winx Club. I think you should watch the original now. Nope. Slow your roll there. Slow your roll there. I am not watching it. I'm sorry. Like I said, I just can't get into it. I like Fate, the Winx Club saga for what it was. A teen magical drama. That's why I liked it. The cartoon is a whole different vibe, okay? It's not the same. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's two different things. If you want your angsty teen drama, go to Fate the Winx Club Saga. If you want the cartoon version that I don't really know much of it, that is more lighter and like people said it was better, I don't know, you got that. You got that over there, okay? It's what you want to prefer. It's what you want. It's up to you on what you want to do. And I'm done with this rant video for the most part. If you've never seen Fate and Winx Club Saga and you're into shows like Legacies and just kids at music, like not music school, magic school, give it a chance. It's only 6 episodes long, thank God, because I am so tired of hour-long shows going for 13 episodes. It is very unnecessary, and I'm so glad that they told a good story in 6 episodes. Like Blood and Water. Love Blood and Water. When y'all asked me about Blood and Water, yes, Harriyanna stands Blood and Water. I follow a few of the cast members. Super excited for season 2. People just been asking me about Blood and Water. I'm going to do a Patreon exclusive video about Blood and Water, by the way. So yeah, go support me on Patreon if you can. I post a lot more adult related content over there. Not adult like that, but more adult oriented shows over there. Okay, we don't do that. Don't forget to subscribe to harriyannahook, my store. It will be linked down below. Don't forget to watch our Progenies pilot. It will be linked down below. And don't forget to follow me on everything to stay in touch with me on what I do for free, like Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. Those are my main 3 that you can catch me on. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and yes, have a good night.
Buttercup like villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA, the Powerpuff Girls are just here to stay.